Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, finding it useful, educational, informative, please be sure to drop a like whilst you're at it. Subscribe there as well. And also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Check out the Discord channel for discount opportunities, which will be coming very, very soon. Of course, joining discussions, trade opportunities, I'll be there. Other people will be there as well. So if you are interested, feel free to tag along. The link is at the top of the chat. You can't miss it. What is up, Sculpey? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. It has been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. What's up, Tony Gold? Hope you're well. Good morning, Rick. Welcome to the stream. So we had some more movement yesterday. We were discussing how volatile the market has been, and that kind of has persisted since we last spoke. And well, it's drying up a little bit, but it's still very, very, very volatile at the minute. We're still seeing a lot of fluctuation, which is good because it means the market is moving, means opportunities will come faster and play out faster as well. And of course, probably take some losses faster too. But nonetheless, I'd rather the market be moving than not moving at all. So I am not complaining at all. But yeah, some markets looking more interesting than others. I really do like Euro USD, really strong move to the upside over the past couple days since NFP on Friday. And then we had another big push yesterday, although it did leave behind a big wick. I'm looking to see if we're going to keep up this bullish structure from that low to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low, to the new high, possibly new high low somewhere for a new high. So that is definitely interesting me. But it looks like we're going through some pullbacks at the moment. I mean, preferably this is the area which I would like to buy from, which is still somewhat far away. But it's a nice area for me, just around the 0.618. Not seeing anything else which I'd rather buy from. But I do like Euro USD setup. I was keeping an eye on this level at the start of the week. I wasn't expecting price to make new highs, but it did. So now I'm interested in the pullback. So I really do like Euro USD. What's up, Antonio? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Casperio, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Yes, the market is very wild. The market is very wild indeed. What is up, Manzondi? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I mean, the market's going to be volatile. The market's going to be moving quickly. So, which will mean there will be, bigger moves, a lot more pips covered as well. You saw on the yen pairs yesterday that a few 4H candles was like a few hundred pips. If I measure this from the low to the high, that's 584 pips on a few 4H candles on Euro Yen, which is a lot. That's normally a few daily candles, sometimes even more than that. So we're seeing that in the 4 hour and on the hourly, we're seeing price in a few candles push, 300 pips. That, this push is 300 pips. So there's crazy stuff there. It will mean that you have to use wider stop losses, which is why sometimes you got to think on your toes, especially if you have a consistent lot size or consistent stop loss size throughout your trades. If you're always risking 20 pips, well, if you're risking 20 pips here, it's going to be a bit more difficult in these conditions. You're going to have a really, really tight stop loss. And the chance of you getting stopped out is, of course, a lot greater just because of the natural fluctuations of the market. 20 pips in these conditions is nothing. And even if you're smaller than that, 5 pips, whatever, 10 pips, it's always going to be a bit difficult. So sometimes you have to widen it a little bit due to the volatility of the market. And of course, your targets will be bigger as well. So it will compensate for it. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of volatility in the market. I still like the yen pairs to the downside. Seeing a lot of momentum. They've had somewhat of a pullback. Looks like potentially that might be enough. I was hoping for a little bit more juice, but they're actually already spilling over this morning. I'm hoping we can kind of push up one more time before the sell, but we'll have to wait and see. It looks like they're all kind of in sync because I'm looking at GJ as well. This one's looking pretty bearish this morning. CAD yen looking pretty bearish. Euro yen, Aussie yen, dollar yen, Swiss yen. So they're all kind of looking really bearish this morning. And possibly they could be on their bike. I'm looking at CHF pairs, sort of a similar situation. Yeah, it was just a bit of a pullback yesterday, 2 or 3 full-hour candles, and now price may be on its way. Yes, gold rocking boys. We'll take a look. Hey, what's up? More welcome to the stream. All right, no problem, man. Take care. Hope everything is well with you. Okay, well, so we'll take a look at gold. So gold hasn't really been something I'm looking to trade this week, although that's a pretty big move yesterday. I was not expecting that. So gold, if we push back to the low, there could be some nice buys as we approach support again. But someone's trying to call me. As we approach the lows there, it could have been a nice place for a bounce, but there was no rejection at all, and price just absolutely melted. So that's a key thing with me, with always waiting for rejection or signs that the market's slowing down. Because when we're getting some heavy candles, sometimes it could be a really nice sign to buy. If we have a level of support in the market and we see a really big move into that level, sometimes we often see prices kind of just collapse. So when we see a bit of rejection, that could be a nice entry signal, but sometimes the market would just go straight through. So this is that case scenario. So with gold, I'm still bullish on. We haven't taken out any key structure for me to be bearish. One key thing to note is that we keep failing at the highs there, which is not the best sign, but doesn't mean we're about to roll over. We could still maybe consolidate for a little bit and then go and break through. So I do think gold's bigger move is still likely to the upside. However, looking to trade it just becomes a little bit more confusing. So yeah. Like, I'm not seeing a clear-cut setup. Normally, I'll have a setup to share. I'm not really looking to trade it, but even with that, I'm not really seeing much on this one. I mean, we are still pretty consistent with the higher lows. I've noticed that one over there, second, third, fourth, fifth. So it's like price is slowly gearing up for a move higher. And if we're naturally going to come back to support, such as these areas, I would expect that to hold. Because if it doesn't, then possibly we are going for a bit of a reversal. So if gold was to come back and hold this area, that could be a smart place to buy. But yeah, we are seeing some rejection at the highs here, which is not the best, especially this one here. Because you expect price to make that higher high, but it didn't. And then it fell to the downside pretty aggressively. Pretty big candle there. So bit of red flag there for the buyers, at least the swing traders. But naturally still looking to buy low and anticipate higher prices. So if we were to come back to 23.70, that could be a nice place for a buy, anticipating another high low for price to push on. But I would say it's not looking as convincing anymore. That price is just going to get straight to the high and break through. We might kind of end up in a big consolidation. So watch out for that. But naturally, gold buys still look good further down, closer to 23.70. But yeah, that's probably the best I've got for gold. The price action isn't clear. I mean, it's still very much bullish trend in the higher time frame, so I'm still using that to my advantage. But as you drop lower to the 4-hour hourly, it becomes a little bit more choppy, a little bit more all over the place. I mean, I'm still pretty bearish on dollar as well. So maybe if that continues to fall, then we'll see gold continue to go up. I mean, it looks like we're going for a bit of a retracement now, so maybe we do see some dollar strength for now, which I would anticipate anyway. But I'm expecting it to fall. You do have a brief area over here where price stalled, so maybe that could be a nice place for a sell. Or even better, if you can come up to this area, that would be even better place for a sell. But I am expecting something like this from the DXY this week and some more downside. So yeah. So yeah, it's been a bit tricky with gold, I must admit, but I think if we just maintain that structure and not break any key lows, we should slowly continue higher. What's up, Pragasar? Good morning. I hope you're well. Raheel, pound USD. So yeah, pound USD's been a little bit choppy as well. It's looking pretty bearish this morning, actually. Yeah, absolutely tanking to the downside this morning. Is that pound? Because USD is a bit strong, yeah. Is euro falling? Okay, seeing some downsides. Not as much as pound, but yeah, pounds are just maintaining this bearish structure here. This is just still very much at play. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm still bullish. I'm still bearish on USD, so I'm still looking for something like this here for pound. But the more we keep it up, the less likely we are to do that, because I would have expected us to be trending to the upside by now, similar to what Euro USD is doing, because Euro USD had that breakout last week and it's seen some new highs already, whereas pound is still kind of clumsily falling in that channel. So the plan is still very straightforward for me. It's still waiting for price to break to the upside and find some trades on the flip side on the retest, and then look to trade it back to the high. So that's still very much the plan. And if we keep falling, I'm just not interested. But if we do see something like this, then fantastic. Look for some buys on the retest and see if we can take it back to the high. But yeah, pound USD, I'm not really trying to do much in here, because for all I know, we could possibly keep falling to take out the lows there, which will change my buys completely. So yeah, pound, I'm looking at this. Let's see if we can break some structure around 1.282, and then I'll be happy with the buys. Yeah, I'll be a lot more confident that move is likely to happen and we're likely to push back to the high. At the moment, 50-50. So that's why I'm kind of more focused on euro, because it's a bit more straightforward. We're already making those swings. We've already taken out some key highs, even spiked for this one as well. So I'm liking this. Pound CAD, Euro CAD. Okay, we'll take a look. Let me know what you're looking at for pound USD. But yeah, my bias is still focused on the buys. In terms of Euro CAD, so Euro CAD made a big move higher. I do think, yeah, it's time for this one to retrace, most likely. We've taken out some massive highs on the daily, weekly chart. So this high here gone, this high here gone. And we're left behind a really big wick there on the daily chart too. So the market is even struggling to sustain these prices. So yeah, I do think it's time for retracement. I mean, we've been very slow, but we've slowly pushed up. So I think we're probably going to see some downside, find some support here, and maybe another higher low to attack higher. So that still could be the bigger move at play, a big move to the upside. But at this point in time, I would expect to see some downside for EuroCAD because of the area we're trading at. Really big high there we've just wicked through. Yeah, I do think we'll probably come back down. So the areas I'm looking for EuroCAD to come into is this area here first. Of course, that was our prior high before we broke through. And then we can discuss this area down here should we have a deeper pullback. But that is where I do see EuroCAD coming into. So yeah, expecting pullback. I don't think this will be a reversal. And then we can start investigating price around 1.502, or should we come a little bit deeper, 1.494. But I really like the momentum there. Really nice move, impulsive breaking structure. Now let's see if we can get a decent pullback in. So yeah, EuroCAD still overall bullish, but definitely in some places where I don't want to be buying anymore. This is seller's territory for me. So if you're looking to follow the trend, you want price to come back and test some structure. And yeah, this would be my first area of interest. Okay, so pound CAD, a very similar pair to Euro CAD. This one, again, similar sort of situation. Finally seeing a bit of downside because, again, we came back into a huge level on the monthly, weekly chart. So for market in, as we can see there, massive resistance once, twice, third time, so on and so forth. And there again, we're coming into that same area. So if we're looking for pound CAD to take a bit of a breather, and looks like we're kind of hitting that first area at the moment, which is the retest of this high here. And now we'll see what price does, because we well could respect this area and push back up again, or we might go for a deeper pullback. So that'll be up to pound CAD. But this could be a nice place for a buy. It depends what you're looking at for pound CAD. If you're looking for a nice reaction that might last maybe a session or maybe a day, this could be a nice little buy area. I'm not necessarily expecting the trend to continue because of where we're coming to, but it could get us another high and then price maybe does fall. But this move here could be worth profiting from. So now that we've kind of left the seller's territory, which is where we had that big monthly, weekly level at, now we're back in buyer's territory here. Sure, the bigger move may still be down, but this is definitely a nice place for a buy. So kind of switching from bearish to bullish here, but I'm kind of expecting this just to be a reaction for the market to continue south. So if things look good here in terms of rejection, there could be some nice entries here, but just be aware that we may not be seeing much. So you might want to be a bit more aggressive with your trade management. And if that area fails, then I'll look at this level here at 1.75. Either one of those areas could be a nice place to catch some buys. And yeah, catch some buys and see how far we can take it. But we are coming from a pretty big level on the monthly chart. So I do think longer term, we might have a bigger pullback like this. But for now, we'll focus on those areas. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with pound CAD. CHF JPY, yes, we'll take a look at. Anything special on the news this week? We had Aussie interest rate yesterday. Completely forgot about that. Let me have a look at Aussie dollar. Not much happened. A bit of upside there, maybe. When did the news happen? It's around here. So yeah, nothing really happened there from Aussie. I assume the target was met. But we had Aussie interest rate early hours in the morning. Yeah, so rates stay the same, 4.35. So yeah, not much happened because of that. If it came out different, then we might have seen a lot more movement, but it was the same. Later today, we do have some CAD news, balance of trade. We've got some dollar news. Actually, not really dollar news. We've got balance of trade for dollar as well, but again, I'm not expecting anything crazy from that. And then in the evening, we've got NZD unemployment rate. Wednesday, not much Wednesday. Thursday, not much Thursday. Jobless claims for USD, but that's nothing crazy. And Friday, unemployment rate for CAD. So yeah, I mean, there's a few, but nothing compared to last week. Nothing compared to last week. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Welcome. What's up, Holy One? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. View on pound USD. Okay, let me just go through CHF JPY. So yeah, with Swiss yen, I'm looking for some downside for this one. Seen some nice rejection, but I've been looking for a slightly. I want price to take out the high there before I do get into a position. So I like the pullback. It's not much of a pullback. It's still kind of shallow, but given the circumstances of the market, it's still pretty bearish. So I don't mind getting in a little bit more aggressively, as I was mentioning yesterday. I don't mind getting a bit more aggressively since there's so much momentum in the market. But I do want to kind of take entries at fresh highs. So something like that would be nice for Swiss yen and kind of most of the yen pairs. And then maybe if that can happen New York session, I can take a trade after that. Again, waiting for an entry signal and then looking for a push back to the low. So that is kind of the plan I have with Swiss yen, because again, if I zoom out, we're seeing so much momentum to the downside. We're just looking for that to continue, really. Nothing crazy, just back into the low, and then we go from there. I think we're already trading at some big support. Yes, kind of just about. This swing low gave us the swing high, so it's an important low. So we're not looking to try and break through that, but I do think we can spill over and come back and test the level again. So yeah, I do think more downside is still likely for pretty much all the yen pairs, Swiss yen included, but something like this would be my preferred entry. So hopefully we can get another pullback before tomorrow, maybe New York session. And then hopefully we can take some shorts. But we will see. We will see. But all I know I want to do is just short on the yen pairs. Prop firm, we're looking to launch start of September. So that is the plan. At the moment, things are looking good to start then. So yeah, put that in the calendar. But we will have some launch material closer to that date, so you guys will not miss out on that when it does launch. But the launch date is early September. What's up, Holy One Israel? Gold looking tricky. I thought for weeks it was bullish. I mean, I still do view it as bullish, but it's just looking a little bit. So yeah, on the high time frames, everything's still pretty bullish to me. It's just a little bit choppy on the maybe like 4 hour and below. I think in general, if you just maintain all these higher lows, because I have pointed out these lows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as we maintain that, I do expect price just to still continue heading up, and yeah, and make its way back to the high. But because it had such a big rejection there, I've got a feeling maybe gold might start to consolidate for a little bit, and then I'm not too sure. We might eventually break higher. We might take a bigger reversal. But I think the safest way to play gold at the moment is just looking to try and play the lows. Sculpey. Yeah, sure, 100%. We can go for a coffee, my man. I mean, I don't even drink coffee. I don't know why I said that, but something along those lines. Or a tea. Is it a Bugatti? What color's your Bugatti? Shares, it's going good. No, I'm not long on gold. I'm not trading gold at the moment. Well, I mean, you ask my bias on gold. My bias is long, yes, but I'm not, physically in a position. But yeah, I'm still looking for more upsides on gold. And again, my bias comes from the daily, weekly, monthly time frame. So that's the direction I'm looking to trade in. Daily, weekly, monthly, still very much to the upside on gold. So my overall bias or the trades that I want to do is pretty much straightforward. So yeah, the overall direction is pretty straightforward. It is just that the conditions right now in the 4 hour become a little bit more choppy. And I don't like the fact that we just created this high here, rejected that high very, very aggressively, and had that really, really sharp move to the downside. So that doesn't look too good from a bullish standpoint, I must admit. But the key thing as well, we haven't taken out any structure yet. If we had a massive sell-off, like we did here, it kind of continued and broke through the low there, then yeah, that would have kind of changed my immediate bias on gold. I might still be bullish long term, but after that, I'll probably be expecting a bit more downside, maybe a bigger retracement before eventually we do push bullish. At the moment, we're respecting these lows, so I think slowly we'll probably still push higher. In terms of finding a good entry, I would wait for us to push back to support again, because this is kind of the place you want to have a stop loss if you're looking for a swing anyway. And then yeah, looking to take it higher. But yeah, I'm not in love with the price action of gold. It's just very, very messy. And silver had a big sell-off yesterday as well. So I think that kind of, gold silver correlation, that kind of came hand in hand. But yeah, still looking for upside in gold. Good morning, Guatemala. Hope you're doing good. Not quite. Well, so just humble McLaren then. No, I don't trade the S&P, but I can look at it for you. If you want me to take a look at that, I can take a look at the S&P. I do look at quite a few markets. I only trade at the moment FX majors, miners, and gold and silver. But I can look at indices, oil, commodities, metals, whatever, crypto. I can look at it if you want me to take a look. Kingsley, Soweto, nice. Hope you are well. Okay, Japanese index, H1, H4. Is market going down anytime soon? Okay, I'll take a look at that one. Let me just go through pound USD, S&P, and then I'll take your Japanese index. If I have missed our pair, just let me know. But yeah, pound USD, as I mentioned with this one, I'm looking for upside. I'm looking for something similar to what Euro USD has done. You can see Euro USD's had some nice bullish structure as of late. High, low, high, low, high. You're looking for a new low, for a new high. So pretty straightforward stuff there for Euro. And pound has been doing that as well. So there's your high, there's your low, there's your high, there's your low, there's your high. There's your potential new low, looking for the new high. So I'm just looking for that to continue until it doesn't, essentially. In terms of entries, I'm looking for price to break higher because we've been moving in this descending channel for quite a while. And then, of course, as of late, we had a bit of volatility injection coming to the market. So we've kind of been a bit bigger with our swings. But generally speaking, the market has just been moving in that descending channel. So I want to see us break to the upside like Euro did. Really nice breakout of this descending channel here, except Euro just didn't have a pullback. So I'm hoping we could see that breakout for pound and hopefully get a pullback, and then I could ride it back to the high. So essentially, I'm just looking to follow pound USD back to the swing high. I'm anticipating another higher low forming. And then, yeah, looking to buy. Pound USD is looking pretty bearish at the moment. So who knows? Maybe pound USD is just set to keep dropping. If that's the case, I'm not really interested in the price anyway. And if you keep dropping and take out this low, then my whole bias is scrapped, and then I'll be looking to take Euro to take pound even further to the downside at that point. But for now, this is still the move I'm interested in. So hoping for a breakout retest, and then expecting a big swing back to the high at 1.3. But yeah, pound is it's not looking too hot right now. I wonder if we're just going to retest the low and reject it, or we're going to break through. I mean, I would probably expect us to take the low and then maybe see some upside. But if we keep falling, then yeah, maybe pound is going to go bearish. But I'm still pretty bearish on USD. So I'm trying to do things against that. I know dollar's looking fairly bullish right now, but I do think this is just retracement for price to roll back over. So I'm trying to look at moves that favor this. So pound USD longs, Euro USD longs, they favor more downside for dollar as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Where was I? Okay, S&P, we'll take a look at that. We'll go through the Japanese index. What's up, Nkeba? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Follow the trend. What was the reason for the volatile market yesterday? I'm not too sure, really. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Again, as a technical trader, I'm just focused on the volatileness of the market and finding trades to take. The reason why it's doing it doesn't really bother me too much. But yeah, I don't know. But to be honest, the volatile movement has started since last week. Yesterday was very volatile in the morning. But the volatility has started from last week, and that's kind of continued into this week. Blessing, Euro USD, I'll take a look as well. Euro Aussie, we'll take a look. Yeah, NFP spillover, that makes sense as well. because yeah, NFP did end the market really volatile last week. Of course, Euro USD was pumping really hard. All of this was NFP, so that's kind of probably spilled over into this week. Price is still reacting because it came as the market opened up on the Sunday evening. Yeah, as the market opened up for the new week, it was that kind of first few hours over the Asian session, which is where price was doing all this craziness. So maybe the market was still a little bit tender from NFP and all the news last week, because we had interest rate decision for Bank of England, USD, NFP, had some inflation for euro as well. So there was news all over the shop. Anywho, let me go through S&P. So S&P, another one that took a big hit to the downside yesterday. This one really looks like it's bleeding again. So yeah, yesterday I said if you're looking to trade S&P, I would just still focus on the shorts, because I think there is still a strong likelihood that there's a lot more downside left. We do have a major high over here, which I wouldn't be surprised if we're coming back to retest. We didn't hold this area here pretty well. We just broke through like it was nothing. And there is a swing low here, which we need to keep an eye on. So I'm just, for the time being, expecting more downside since the market is that bearish. Looks like we just about tapped into that high there. So maybe that's helping. Has some nice confluence. But yeah, we're looking very bearish at the moment. So if you're not already in the position, then you kind of want to see price push up again one more time, back into the high, and then look for your entries there. Because yeah, the ship is kind of sailed already. The train has kind of left the station, but I would be expecting, because look at that fall. That is just such a humongous fall there to the downside. So there's just so much momentum in the market right now. And the likelihood is we'll continue to spill over until price becomes a little bit more corrective. And then maybe we have a bigger reversal at some point. But right now, the bears are in full control. So if you're just looking at trend following opportunities, you kind of just want to follow that trend. And keep the target simple, back at the low there. There's a fairly good chance we get there as well. And the risk to reward looks pretty good. It depends on the entry, but it looks pretty good for push back to that low. So yeah, guys, S&P bearishness, NAS bearishness, US 30. Yeah, I wouldn't really be looking to sell US 30 right now. I think NAS and S&P look a lot clearer. I know they tend to move the same anyway, but I'd rather sell these two. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with S&P. Euro Aussie, I'll take a look at. Euro USD, I'll take a look at as well. I'll go to the Japanese index for Kingsley. I suppose there's not going to be one particular reason why. There's going to be numerous reasons which kind of came together to cause the markets to crash. So yeah, there will be multiple reasons. What's up, Havanator? Welcome to the stream. Aussie dollar, we'll take a look. Do I think it will be bull this week? Okay, we'll go take a look. John, good morning. I hope you're well. Sculpey, 51 watching. Yes, 100%. Let's smash the like button. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. It really does help out. And of course, make sure you do subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future, because of course you'll be notified. But I do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream so far. It does really help out. Okay, so let me go through the old JP225. See what's cooking over here. I haven't looked at this in a while. Oh my word. Yeah, I have not looked at this in a while. Last time I looked at it was over there. But yeah, that's completely melted. Which of course makes sense. The Japanese pairs are down at the moment, so you would expect this to be too. Looks like we're just about coming to the high there, and looks like we're reacting with it, which is a pretty interesting area because we rejected it a few times. Support there as well. Looks like we're coming back there as support there too. So Again, the overall trajectory of the market is still very much up. If I go to the monthly chart, yeah, it's still very much up. And as this pushes up, so does the JPY pairs, and you will see a weakness in the yen currency. However, things have kind of changed, especially with that high there, really aggressive double top, and a really aggressive shift in momentum there as well. So even if we do push up, I think we'll probably form a lower high to push down. We haven't taken out any key lows yet, so the overall trend may still be up for the Japanese index. But because all this momentum and that rejection at that high, I think we're likely to spill over to the downside anyway. So I think for the Japanese index, um, I would have still expect more downside. I would still expect more downside. And yes, if the Japanese index is falling, the JPY pairs will fall with it too, because if the index is bearish, the yen is going to be weak too. I mean, the yen is going to be strong, sorry. So that will take the Japanese crosses down. But yeah, I mean, really nice spillover there on the 4 hour. It looks like we're seeing some rejection at the moment as well. Maybe if we get one more push up, this could be a nice little time for an entry. So we push back to the high there, and then you're looking for your entries around here, and then you're looking to take some trades back into the low. But yeah, that is what I'll be expecting for the JP225. More downside. So if that is going to happen, then yeah, your yen pairs will be heading down as well. Okay, so we'll go through Euro USD. We'll take a look at Euro Aussie next as well. So yeah, Euro USD pretty straightforward for me in terms of the market structure. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. Have not been a big fan of Euro USD for a while, but things are starting to clean up for two main reasons. We're getting some prolonged bullish structure in play, and number two, we're seeing some momentum in that direction as well. Really strong push, taking out some highs. That's what I want to be seeing. Conviction with a trend. And now my job is to be looking for a pullback, and I've got a really nice area over here, which is testing that 0.618 fib confluence. We've got a lovely resistance over here, which price broke through, didn't have a retest, so it's still a nice fresh level of support. And it looks like we're seeing some downside already. So we're looking for some buys in that area, and the plan will just be to take it back to the high, back to where we came from. I think longer term, Euro USD can probably go a lot higher, because it looks to me that price is kind of forming a low here. So I think slowly the market's kind of working its way for a big move to the upside like this. Maybe back to the high over there, maybe at some point back to this high. So it's kind of slowly making its way higher with the higher lows. But we'll not speak on that too much for now, because still a long way to go and the market's still very choppy and things can change very quickly. So yeah, we'll just speak on the more the word I'm looking for is the close opportunity, which will be this one. So yeah, looking for some buys around 1.087, and then yeah, looking to swing it back into the high. For DXY, I do see the opposite happening, which is after this really nice move to the downside, I'm looking for some pullbacks for continuation to the downside, back into the low, and then we'll go from there. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with euro and for dollar. Yeah, the correlation's on point. Anyway, where was I? Euro USD, we'll take a look at Euro Aussie for follow the trend. And then we go through Aussie dollar, Aussie CAD. Okay, favor, you've got a few pairs you want me to take a look at. The yen pairs, okay. UMAR USD CAD, assume that is. We'll take a look too. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, yeah, fundamentals don't cause the market to go up and down. It's people reacting to the fundamentals, placing trades, taking trades off, taking profit, taking losses, adding to positions, taking away from positions. That's what, of course, moves the market. And of course, that is that balance between fear and greed, fear and greed. Which is a very important point as well, which is why psychology is so important, not only from yourself as a trader, but from the masses, what the masses are doing. Philip, what is up? I'm doing good. Hope you're well. Difficult to know how to enter. Look for what time frame you're using today. Yeah, so entries don't have to be complicated. What aspect are you struggling with entries? Are you entering the market too early in terms of, you find an entry somewhere and the market keeps going lower and then moving direction? If that's the case, then the it might not necessarily be your entry. It might just be that you're getting in at the wrong areas, because entry is not nothing crazy. I mean, people can enter the market without any confirmation. They'll just place orders and trade like that as well. So the important thing about entry is where you're entering, not necessarily your confirmation. Confirmations are very important too. I use confirmations and they're very, very helpful. But at the same time, you've got to be entering in smart places. Are you just entering in areas where the market just continues to go down and then later moves in direction? Well, start assessing those areas where it does pivot, where it does turn around, and start focusing your entries there. I use candlestick patterns for my entries. Very, very straightforward on the hourly time frame. You can use them on pretty much any time frame. Typically, the higher the better, but you can use them on any time frame really. I use on the hourly, sometimes in the 4 hour too. But yeah, bullish engulfings, bearish engulfings, pin bars, that's what I'm looking for. But again, that alone is not going to be the answer to your problems. It's the areas you're getting involved. That accompanied together can really help things out. But yeah, what aspect are you struggling with? And I can give you a better answer. Let me go take a look at Euro Aussie before I forget. So, so yeah, Euro Aussie, massive rejection at the high. Really, really big wick rejection. Was not expecting that, to be honest. But crazy moves there. You can see the market kind of characteristics have changed, because market prior to this has been very corrective and very choppy. And then all of a sudden, we've just been spewing to the upside like no tomorrow. And then we've left behind this massive wick to the high. So in these kind of circumstances, it's sometimes best just to let the market kind of rest and settle, which may take a few days, and then look to trade it, because it's a little bit difficult to know what the market wants to do in this area. I mean, this is an area where I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of sell off to the downside, really, because this massive spike was COVID. All of this price action here is COVID. So really, if you kind of ignore that, this is kind of the highs of price, really, the resistance here. This is just like a massive fake out. You can see it's definitely an anomaly compared to the rest of the price action. So this is a really pivotal area around 1.68. And yeah, a big rejection of that could take us massively to the downside. I know the market has been pretty bullish as of late on the weekly chart, been pushing up, but I wouldn't be surprised if you do roll over. I'm kind of looking at a similar trade on pound Aussie as well. A big move to the downside possibly for that one. Pound NZD, I'm looking for something similar there. Big move to the downside from this high. And Euro NZD, that could be doing something similar too. As we're coming back into this high, could see the market sell off. So I think for pound NZD, for pound Aussie, for Euro Aussie, for Euro NZD, they're all at areas where I do think we can see big moves down. But in terms of trading, I think you've got to be patient, because we just left the big wick to the upside now. And if you haven't taken some entries from up here, it's kind of a little bit late to the party entering down here, because your next logical place for a stop loss would be above the highs here, which is a pretty big stop loss. Or if you put it above here, you're just not giving yourself a decent enough room to trade that, given how volatile the market is as well. So yeah, with Euro Aussie, I think sales look good. I think waiting for price to settle would be nice. Maybe we come back and test it again. Maybe double top it. Maybe consolidate for a little bit. Maybe break down, and maybe some trades like that could form off the back of that, which could be a nice little trade to short there. Who knows? Price will develop, and then we'll find out along the way. But generally speaking, I'm looking at a reversal here from Euro Aussie. This would have been a nice place to short from right at the high. Of course, we kind of left that behind now, but maybe we do get back there again, and then we can monitor some shorts. If not, wait for some reversal type price action to print, and then we can take some shorts at a later date. But yeah, Euro Aussie, I do see more downside as the likely move. But yeah, price is still very, very tender right now. So it's difficult to look for any entries, any meaningful swing entries right now without having to have such a wide stop loss. But yeah, I'm looking for a reversal there for Euro Aussie. In terms of Aussie CAD, so Aussie CAD I'm still pretty bearish on. I do think we can see more downside. I'm still looking for the wick here to fill. We've had a really nice dump there, and I do think price is likely going to eventually fill that wick. Dropping to the 4 hour, seeing some nice rejection. Looks like price may have just printed another lower high there as well. 1, 2, maybe a third. Again, if you're looking for some entries, I would say you kind of want price to push up back to the high there, and then look for your entries at that particular area. And that's where you want to position yourself short. That way you can get a nice stop loss above the high there. And yeah, hopefully reap the rewards back into the low. So yeah, I'm just looking for more downside. We've been pretty consistent with these lower highs. I think we are likely to continue that. So I would be looking at another one and a push back into the low there. I think longer term as well for Aussie CAD, because I've been looking at it on the monthly chart because we just had the monthly candle closure for all of these currency pairs. So I've been looking at the monthly time frames where we could be headed longer term, and we've just had a massive rejection of this level of support and outer time resistance. NZD is in a similar situation as well, which is quite cool since they're very similar pairs. But yeah, Aussie CAD big rejection there. So I do think longer term, Aussie CAD could be making its way back to support here after rejection there, making a move back down to the low. So in that case, there could be a lot more downside in store for Aussie CAD. But for now, staying in tune with the market structure. Unless something crazy happens, we're likely to keep falling. But if you're not already in the trade, you kind of want to see another move up back to the high, then look for your entries off that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Aussie CAD. We'll go through some yen. We'll take a look at Aussie dollar. I forgot about that one. We'll take a look at Aussie dollar. Then we'll go through some yen pairs: Aussie yen, pound yen, CAD yen. Take a look at dollar CAD as well. New Zealand CHF, Tema. We'll take a look. I can offer you a Turkish coffee. Is a Turkish coffee when they heat it in the sand? Or am I thinking about something completely different? But I've seen some clips online where they heat the coffee in some really hot sand. Is that a Turkish coffee? Super 29 Vegas. USA yen. Assume you mean dollar yen. We'll take a look at that as well. Aussie New Zealand dollar. We'll add that to the list. Anyway, so we'll take a look at Aussie yen. So the yen pairs for me pretty straightforward from a top-down perspective. Again, they all kind of hit some real big areas where we're likely to see some downside. So again, for Aussie yen, this is where we came into on the monthly chart, which the last time we were at these prices was back in 07. So that's like 15 years ago, roughly. So we came back into this area here, or more than 15 actually. We came back into this area here, and we've had a massive rejection on the monthly time frame with that strong bearish engulfing candle. So I'm expecting price to spill over and maintain that. I mean, there is a world where we possibly could be coming back into the low here because it's kind of like Aussie yen has been consolidating for quite a while. And now that we're back at the high of the range, there is that possibility we could make a push back to the low. But there's no real need to speak on that too much because, again, that's going to take probably a year or two to happen. And I'm not too sure people will hold positions for that long. But anyway, from a monthly perspective, hit a big level and rejected it very, very well. Weekly chart, you've seen that momentum spill over. There is some strong levels of support down here, which is where price could be working its way towards. There's a pretty big level of here, which we've broken underneath. So I'm kind of expecting price to find its feet a little bit, retrace, and then just kind of continue its bearish path back to 88. So that's kind of how I see Aussie yen developing. You can see that's such an aggressive move. I feel like a retracement is likely on the daily chart just because the market's so stretched. We've undone about a year's worth of price action in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So the market is quite stretched right now. So I do think a pullback is likely. And then, I think more downside back to 88. So on the 4 hour, kind of just looking for retracements. It would be nice if price can come a little bit higher, maybe kind of test this area here. And then, find some entries to short it. In terms of driving to work, texting, driving, mate. I don't want to be responsible for any accidents on the road. Keep your eyes on the road, Super 29 Vegas. Just trying to make sure I'm not liable to any accidents. Okay, so we'll take a look at GJ next and CAD. And again, the analysis is pretty similar for all the yen pairs. They're all very much in sync right now. GJ, same kind of thing there as well. We've just rejected a very important place on the high there. Really strong rejection. So again, for GJ, I think there's a lot of downside in store. So monthly chart direction for me is likely to the downside. Weekly chart, we're seeing that momentum spill over. There is big level of support just underneath us here. So I do think we're going to see more downside into that area. Daily chart, we're just seeing momentum as well. Could be due a pullback. I do like the high here. It would be nice if we can kind of come back and retest that, but we'll see. Something like that would be nice. And then the continuation to the downside. But again, that's the opportunity I'm looking at for GJ and CAD yen. Again, similar situation, monthly chart, massive rejection. This one coming into an area where we could be forming another major high. One over there, second over there, possibly a third. So we could be seeing that continue. There is some big level support below us around this area, but I feel like we just focus on the high of it for now, since that's more immediate. Weekly, daily chart momentum. I mean, this one has come into a pretty big level of support and looks like it's reacting to it right now. So maybe again, CAD yen see some upside because of that, but I'm expecting a lower high and then more downside to follow. So with CAD yen, it's pretty simple too. This one's at support, so this one might give us a better retracement, but the likelihood is that we'll probably likely form a lower high and continue down. Because again, if you look at the condition of the market, it's not likely that this is just a pullback for the market to continue moving up. If you look at prior retracements, even this move here, even though this was such a big move, it was still very corrective. It took its time. It did have some impulsive moves about it, but it took its time. It was quite corrective and didn't happen in one go. So the conditions of the market has changed. Look at all these prior pullbacks that all look like a pullback. Of course, hindsight does help, but you can see they're all relatively quite corrective and they have the characteristics of a pullback. This is completely different. It does not look like a pullback at all. Of course, it could be. There is a world where maybe the market does put a higher low and flies to the upside, but that probability is quite low. And as a trader, we just got to deal in probabilities. This is probably the market reversing for us here. Probably a reversal. So I think now we're going to see a prolonged trend in the opposite direction. Maybe a few months. Maybe the bigger trend is still very much to the upside. But I think for at least a few months, we'll probably see price continue to fall. So that's where I'm kind of where I'm at with the yen pairs. Okay, I'll take a look at dollar yen whilst I'm at the yen pair topic, but I will still take a look at dollar CAD, UMAR. Aussie dollar, I was supposed to take a look at that one ages ago. Pavinator, apologies. We'll take a look at that one too. And yeah, New Zealand CHF, Aussie New Zealand dollar, we'll take a look as well. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. And then quickly go for dollar yen. So yeah, dollar yen, I'm still expecting more downside with this one too. We've got massive support just underneath us. This was our prior low on the weekly chart, which gave us the high over there. So I think there's a good chance we come back to test that area, and then we can see if we break it or not. But again, really strong moves to the downside, a lot of velocity there. So I'm looking for price to take a bit of a breather and continue that move to the downside. 4-hour chart, again, we've had some type of pullback here. It just depends, is that enough for the market? Could well be. I'm hoping for a little bit higher. I would like it to test here, but I think that's a little bit too much to ask. So I'm kind of hoping if we can push up one more time, and then I'll take some shorts as we approach this area here on the hourly chart. So if you can push a little bit higher, that would be much appreciated. If we could push all the way to 149, that'd be absolutely fantastic, but I really doubt we have enough energy to push up there. But yeah, generally speaking for dollar yen, I expect more downside. 140 is my next target. 140 is a massive psychological level. So there's a good chance we're going to be drawn to that anyway. Just need to find that entry on that lower high. And yeah, I think it will happen probably sooner rather than later. Maybe even today if we have another push higher, or maybe tomorrow, early hours of tomorrow. But I really like this to the downside. So yeah, dollar yen shorts, just hopefully one more push up higher, and then looking at 140 as a target. Aussie dollar, this one again, it's been tricky because I'm only looking to take opportunities that favor dollar strength, dollar weakness. Sorry, keep getting my words mixed up today. I'm bearish on the DXY. I'm bearish on dollar. I think dollar's going to continue to fall. However, Aussie dollar has been falling for a while now, and the trend's still very much down. We haven't seen much upside at all, and we've been pretty consistent in this channel here. So looking for buys in this scenario is always going to be a little bit difficult, and I think just Aussie just so weak still that it doesn't really make much sense to be looking for buys in these conditions. We've had a massive wick to the downside, taking out this low here, which has been pretty interesting. I think there's a strong likelihood that we do fill this wick to the downside, at least back into support here. So I think the move for now for Aussie dollar is still downside. I do think eventually we will get that reversal, Pavinator, but I think for now there's a strong chance we'll probably fill the wick, come back and test support, and then we'll see where we can go from there. Maybe price does have a bigger move, or maybe we break through. But at the moment, price is still respecting structure very well, and that wick looks likely to fill. Because there's two different type of wicks you can get. You can get the wick that will just wick into a level. So say, for example, you've got the body of a candle here. Let's make that bearish, for example. And then you get the wick that just pushes down into a level and just test it. In my experience, that wick is likely to fill, and you're going to see the next candle or the next few candles after that push down and fill the wick to test the level. And then you get the wick where the candle is already at the level and it pierces through the level. Now that's a good wick for rejection, and you're likely going to be expecting the next candle to push higher up from that. So something like that. But in this case, we've kind of got the first one. I know it kind of pierces through, but it does it at such a great height because of the news. It makes things awkward. We're likely going to fill that wick and go and test the level, and then maybe push up after. So, but yeah, I don't really want to take advantage of that opportunity because I only want to be looking at opportunities that favor dollar strength, which is why I'm looking to buy euro and buy pound for now. But yeah, Aussie dollar, I think more downside for the time being. Anywho, we'll go over, take a look at USD CAD whilst we're on the dollar topic, and then we'll take a look at New Zealand CHF, Aussie New Zealand dollar as well. Do I think pound CAD could be a nice sell? Okay, I'll take a look at that as well. I mean, it's kind of coming into support now, so I think if you were in a sell, great, but I don't think it's the best time to be entering now. It depends on the time frame. Let me know the time frame you're looking to sell it. But intraday, I don't think it would be a good sell. Yes, Albert, I will take a look at gold. No problemo. Chris, UNZ, Dollar Seat Chef. Okay, we'll take a look. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, please be sure to drop a like on the stream and make sure you drop a like and make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. It really does help out. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I really do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream so far and subscribed to the YouTube channel. In terms of dollar CAD, so this one had a really nice rejection yesterday. We're talking about some sells because again, price came into a really big level on the weekly chart. So if I highlight the high over here, massive rejection number one, arguably number two over there, even though we don't quite come into the level, number three over there, and potentially number four. And again, because of the big wick we had in the 4 hour, it was kind of a real kind of strong sign that the market is failing to break through this, and we're likely going to see some downside. So we did push down. We came into that low there, which is where I said is a smart place to have your first target because this was the low that pushed us up. So potentially could push us up again. That's kind of what price is doing now at the moment. I'll still be having a bearish bias to where we're trading. This is not really a place where I want to be looking to swing any buys. This is a place where I will be expecting something like this to happen. But the next good opportunity would either be price coming back to retest the high again and looking for some entries up there, or waiting for price to break through some lows first and then looking for retest on the flip. So either something like this or something like this would make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with USD CAD. I do think downside is likely. We're trading at a massive level on the weekly charts. I wouldn't really want to be doing anything else. I wouldn't really want to be doing anything else with dollar CAD. And like I said, I'm pretty bearish on USD at the moment as well. So I'm kind of only looking at opportunities that favor dollar weakness. I mean, I'm not looking to short dollar CAD. I'd rather long Euro USD instead. But I like dollar CAD. It's in sync. It makes sense. So if we continue to reject that level, I think we are likely going to see some downside. New Zealand Seed Chef, we'll take a look at that one next, and then we'll go over Aussie, New Zealand dollar. We'll take a look at pound CAD as well, gold. Okay, buy on the daily, but sell on the 1 hour and 4 hour. Okay, I'll take a look. In terms of New Zealand Seed Chef, it's been a little bit tricky with this one. It's been a little bit tricky because we're at all-time lows. This was our previous all-time low, and prices actually smashed through that. So it's now, okay, where is the market going to pull up from? I mean, I would expect it to pull up from roughly this area because if you look at previous price action with price, we don't go too far before we do pull back up. I mean, probably this one you can say we did go pretty far on, but we do have corrections pretty swiftly afterwards. Now that we've broken through this low here too, I think we're probably going to see a push back up pretty soonish. Even we've taken out such a big low there as well. If I zoom out, you can see when we do take out these lows, we snap back up, lows, snap back up, lows, snap back up. Yeah, it's been a pretty big pattern on New Zealand Seed Chef for quite a while. That was a horrendous line, but you guys get my point. Every time you do take out those major lows, the market does snap back up. And that's exactly what the market has done here as well. So I do think it's going to be soon where we do have that big pullback. So you'll be looking to buy these conditions. You're not really looking to sell anymore because we've taken out an all-time low. The market has a greater chance to see some upside rather than continue to sell off. But at the same time, you could still drop another 50, 100, 200 pips before we do have that pullback. So if you're looking for New Zealand Seed Chef, I would say wait for price to find some support, confirm that support in some double bottom or come back to respect it, something like that. And then you can find some entries off the back of that. and take some buys. Now, this is a pretty aggressive trade. Like I said, you're not really buying from a big level of structure or anything like that. I mean, the only confidence you have really is that maybe a double bottom and the fact that the market's at its all-time low, so we're likely going to see upside anyway. I mean, we are trading at a pretty big psychological level at 0.5, so that could be some nice confidence to have as well. Because if you think about it, if you're a seller in this market, maybe a big psychological level at 0.5 is where you had your take profit at. So you might be looking to close some positions, which could help the market see some upside as well. So that could potentially help too. But yeah, I do think upside is likely at least to come back and retest this low here. But yeah, it's just the timing. The timing is going to be a bit difficult. But yeah, if you come back into the low, respect it again. Could be some nice shorts there. Sort of underneath the low, taking advantage of some retracement. So yeah, that's kind of how I would tackle New Zealand CHF, being that we're at all-time lows. In terms of Aussie New Zealand dollar, so that one's sold off pretty hard. That was sort of pretty hard the past few days. Has pushed up though. Haven't seen that yet. Pretty strong push up, but I do think we're likely going to keep selling off. Again, I'm looking at this on the monthly chart. Really nice rejection there. Bit of a fake out there as well. So I do think we can kind of continue to sell off. At least come back into that low and then we can go from there. So yeah, I'll be looking at more downside. So dropping to the 4 hour. I mean, I did say last week a retest of this low would be nice, but yeah, I don't think it will happen, especially after this rejection we've just seen. Yeah. So what would be nice is if price can push up again, respect that high, find some entries there, or if we're to push a little bit higher, find some entries up there. Because the move I'm looking for is just for price to continue that momentum back into its low. Because this is our push. This is most likely our pullback. We're looking for another push. So it's either come and take an entry up there, one entry up there for some shorts. Sure, we might actually sell off from here. We don't necessarily have to push up to test that level or test that level. But if you're not already in the position, then you're kind of looking for opportunities for a pullback. So for Aussie New Zealand dollar, I'll keep a close eye on 1.09929, just underneath 1.1, and then also 1.104. That's where I would keep my eyes on. But yeah, Aussie New Zealand dollar, I'm pretty bearish on, at least back to this low around here, and then we'll go from there. Because I don't want to be too bearish on it, because look at the conditions; it's just horrendous. I don't want to be favoring too much downside. But for the time being, certainly after that strong monthly candle, weekly candle closure, there is room for more downside. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Aussie New Zealand dollar. Okay, so we'll take a look at pound CAD, and then we'll go through gold, Euro NZD, dollar CHF as well. No problem, Kingsley. Happy to help. US oil, we'll take a look too. No problemo. Okay, let me go through pound CAD. So yeah, pound CAD, you're asking for a sell here. So I think if you're looking for a sell, you kind of want to already be in the position. Now that we're approaching these areas here, that prior high, this high here as well, all areas which we broke through with a lot of momentum and never had a retest. So this is the first time we're coming back here. These could be areas that do push the market high. So if I'm looking at pound CAD, if I want to be in a sell, see where price needs to come back up again, or I should already be in the trade. Now that price is pushing back to 1.76, 1.75, these two areas here, I would actually be looking for some buys. I still think the bigger move might still be down, but yeah, I wouldn't really want to be selling it coming into these areas now. I know that the market is starting to form some lower highs here, so I think that's probably where your bearish buys comes from, but I would wait for a bigger pullback, something like this before I start looking for a sell again, because at least I know I'm back in seller's territory. Selling down here into this level, that area could work. Again, we don't 100% know, but I just think in terms of a good location where the odds are a bit more in your favor, you kind of want price to be higher up anyway. And then you're looking for your lower high in these areas. Probably got a nice trendline confluence connecting the dots there too. So I would kind of want price to be closer to 1.77 or already be in the position. Whereas here's kind of makes more sense for buys to me. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the market, because we've hit a big level on the higher time frame. So I don't think we'll continue the trend massively. But if you're looking for a nice day trade, this could be a decent position for it. Certainly on like the hourly chart. I mean, at the moment, it's still looking very bearish. So I would wait for more rejection to form here. But it's at a nice area. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold next for Albert. USD, dollar seed chef, we'll take a look as well. We'll go through oil too. No problem, Rick. Happy to help. So yeah, in terms of gold, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the price action, just very messy. But what I can note is that we are still pretty consistent with all these high lows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as we maintain that, I do think we'll slowly keep pushing higher. Again, where I derive my buys from is from the higher time frames, the daily, the weekly, the monthly. All of that is still very much on point to the upside. We haven't taken out any key lows, any key piece of the structure yet. So I would still imagine that the bigger move is to the upside, back to the high again, and then we go from there. We are rejecting the high at the moment, so that is a bit of a red flag for the buyers. You don't want to see price reject the high so aggressively like we did yesterday. So even if we do push back up again, we may end up rejecting the high again. That's why I think gold might end up in a bit of a consolidation at these areas, but we'll see. But yeah, if you're looking for some entries, I want price to push back down to the low here where we're forming the higher lows, get a safer stop loss underneath that low, and we can start looking to try and buy it back into the high. Maybe in the lower time frames for the time being, there might be some sells as we approach this area here. Push up again, nice little sell this afternoon. So if you're looking for some short-term that was a bad start of there. Intersession, there we go. If you're looking for something within the session or within the day, then you could look for some shorts there. If you're looking for a swing trade, then I would wait for price to come a lot deeper. So 2370 is where I look to position long. Shorts look good in this kind of area here. We're already kind of rejecting around 2413, 2420. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. Push down and then hopefully a bigger swing higher. But yeah, price action hasn't been great though. It's not like we're trending smoothly. That aggressive move yesterday definitely made things a bit awkward. Okay, where were we? So USD, dollar seed chef. Hey, what's up, Lauder? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yeah, with USD, I think I touched on this one earlier. Or not, I think it was it Euro Aussie? Yeah, it might have been Euro Aussie. So yeah, with USD, I think again we're at a place where we can have a massive reversal. I do think we are likely going to have that reversal as well. I'm looking at this market here. We've had, it's very choppy, I must say, but we've had somewhat of an uptrend. Things have been moving pretty smoothly, but now we're back at the high here, where if I drag this across here, we're in that level of resistance. We're back at the high. We spiked through it. This here was COVID, so this is kind of a anomaly. So it's different conditions there. Market was very volatile, and we're likely going to push down from this area anyway. So I do think we are starting to have a reversal, but again, you want to jump the gun too early because we definitely could still spike higher. There's still a lot of bullish momentum in the market, but we are struggling at this high there, so that's a good sign. So again, if you're looking for something aggressive, actually, I don't know why I deleted that level. If you're looking for something aggressive, then you can be looking to short at the high. It's just that you have a pretty wide stop loss. So you can see how on the daily chart, we've got resistance there. We've come back in again. Nice rejection last week and then a big wick rejection on Monday. So if you're looking to short from here, it makes a lot of sense. But in terms of stop loss placement, you can probably get away with a stop loss above the high here, above those bodies. Doesn't necessarily need to be above the high there. But effectively, you're looking for rejection here for a short to take this to the downside. You've got a nice little first target there to aim for. But I do think we can go a lot further than that. I do think in the long term, we're probably going to come right back to the low. And probably further than that as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with USD. Same thing with Euro-Aussie 2. We're at the high. I do think we're going to push down. USD at the high. I think we're going to push down. Let me know your bias and what you're looking to do with USD as well. I mean, I understand the trend's still up, so people looking to trade with momentum and follow a trend, so to speak, will probably still be bullish, but because of where we're situated and where we're situated in the higher time frames, it doesn't really make much sense for me to be bullish anymore. And again, doesn't mean I have to start shorting straight away. Can wait for signs of reversal before I do start to look for sells, but I do think we're likely going to do something like this in the near future. So that's the move I'm kind of getting geared up for. If we take a look at dollar CHF, really nice sell over the past few days. Still think there's a bit more downside left in the tank. So I think if we do see some upside, most likely again is going to be a pullback for the market to keep falling. Therefore, keep an eye on your shorts. Oh, just hit the mic there. Hope I didn't deafen anyone with headphones. But yeah, we're likely going to put a lower high in somewhere. In terms of the area I would look for, I mean, we do have a pretty big level here, which I think the market is just about tagged. So you've got this low here, brief resistance there, support there as well. And now the market is just about coming to that same area. This could send the market down potentially. I mean, the pullback isn't a lot. I mean, if you look at it in the context of this move here, such a big move down, and this is just a very small pullback of that move. But because there's just so much momentum, and because we're so close to the level, there is a good chance we just kind of spill over. I mean, if I was being picky, I'd like a pullback at least to the 50, which is still a fair bit away. Are we testing 0.32, 382? No, we're not even that. 236. Yeah, we just about got that one. But again, I don't normally look at those fib levels. I like to have deeper pullbacks, but because there's just so much momentum, we're probably not going to see that deeper pullback anyway. So this is probably your best bet for dollar CHF. And this is where I do see the market ending up. So shorts until we get to 0.84, and then we can go from there. Okay, so you're looking for a reversal as well. Yeah, same as me. I think for each of those currency pairs, Euro NZD, Pound NZD, Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie, those kind of four as a collective, I think they're all likely going to reverse. Which does that mean we're going to see some other reversals as well? Because normally the markets are pretty in sync. We kind of see reversals happen across the board. I mean, yen pairs, I think they're going for a reversal. Maybe USD, Euro Aussie, they're going for reversal. I don't know, maybe some dollar pairs are going for reversal as well. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Because we tend to do that. We tend to have major reversal at the same time. Even uncorrelated pairs as well. But yeah, I do think that it's likely. Anywho, we'll take a look at oil next. Okay, so let me go take a look at oil. So with oil, wow, really big move down. Are we going to break out? Possibly. I've been talking about this this triangular pattern for a while now. We've been stuck in this pennant range triangular pattern, you name it. We've been stuck in this pattern for a very, very long time. And last week's candle kind of breaks through it now. Sometimes one candle can be deceiving. So unless it's a really strong, strong candle of big conviction, which this is kind of just medium sized. It'd be interesting to see how we close this week as well. But it does look like price is breaking out of that. And if that's the case, then we do have a pretty good chance of price coming back into the low here for oil, around 64, 65, which would equate to a lot more downside. We've had a pretty big spillover. Maybe the market is just staying consistent with the lower highs now, and it's getting ready to spill to the downside like this. So yeah, if that is a breakout, then I would be expecting oil to see a lot more downside. And again, the only reason why I'm looking at the weekly chart is just to get an overall sense of direction for oil, and then I can take that into the lower time frames and plan trades. But to me, it does look like oil is breaking lower, so I'm going to anticipate that as the breakout for now. If it's not the breakout and it turns into a big fake out, then we will reanalyze and go from there. But at the time, I'm just going to look at this as a breakout and view it as such. So I think we're probably going to see a lot more downside. Now, we are trading at support right now, so it doesn't really make sense to be looking to sell just yet. But if we do have a bounce higher, for example, something like this, market does correct itself, then we can be looking at some sells in this area here. That's a nice place there for a short in my eyes. Or if the market decides it wants to break through the low, that's even better. And then we can be looking at some shorts on the retest of that area on the way down, or whatever we get a good retest on. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking at for oil, because if this is the breakout, then we're likely going to see the bigger move happen, and the next major level of support would be this one here. Sure, you have to probably watch out for some areas down there, but yeah, if the pattern plays out to what it's supposed to do, we are supposed to come back to the start there. So yeah, oil, I'm looking for more downside, really nice momentum. We're at support now, really strong support actually. This support gave us a massive move higher there. So I would not be looking to sell into that. So it's either we push away, find some shorts up high, take it down, or we decide to break through, and then we look for some shorts on the flip. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with oil. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with markets in general. In terms of my watch list, it's pretty straightforward. Still quite a few yen pairs on there, but I'm looking to see if we can get one more push higher. If the market will be so kind, that would be very nice. But I am looking for one more push higher for a few of them, Swiss yen included. If you can just push a little bit higher, something like that, that would be nice, and take a sell. Dollar yen, that would be nice, take a sell. Aussie yen, again, that would be nice, take a sell. Euro yen, likewise. New Zealand yen, likewise as well. Pound, likewise. CAD. That would be nice. Actually, this one's like major supports out. Actually, on a bigger pullback for CAD, but I'm kind of keeping my my watch list kind of open to all the yen pairs, just depending which one gives me the best entry. In terms of the dollar, I like Euro USD long, so I'm keeping a close eye on that one. It's falling pretty hard right now, so see how that momentum continues. Hopefully, it becomes a bit more corrective and doesn't just sell off too hard, because otherwise the opportunity wouldn't be as good. But yeah, still looking at Euro USD longs at around 1.08685. Looking for some pound USD longs, but I need to break high. It's looking really bearish right now. Maybe this opportunity doesn't develop because we're just taking the lows here. We're not looking too good. I mean, maybe price just wants to take it out before it does push up again. It could well be doing that. But yeah, we are selling off pretty hard. If I get rid of my drawings, yeah, seeing some real nice momentum to the downside. So I'm looking for that bigger move, but at the moment in time, it's not looking likely to form. Things can change though, so I'll be waiting. But yeah, pound definitely looking bearish. But in terms of dollar, I like Euro USD. I like pound if it does develop. Aussie dollar, not really. USD CAD, not really. New Zealand dollar, not really. Dollar seat chef. If we can have a bigger pullback, yes, I would like it to, because I do think there's a good chance of us coming back into the low here. Gold, not really. Silver, not really as well. And then, yeah, CHF pairs. I like pound CHF to the downside. Hopefully this guy can push up one more time and then take a sell. And I also like Aussie CHF to the downside as well. And yeah, CHF and the yen pairs are very similar in terms of the setup. Oh, nice. You've been in UK always since 77.8 for sells. Okay. 77, where is that? Okay, it's around here-ish. Okay, looking good. Do you have a particular target for that one? Do you have a particular target for the trade, or are you just going to see how far you can take it? Lauder, look at you, EJ. Like to see some continuation back to 154.361. Where is that? Okay, so right at the low here. So basically where we spiked into. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's probably where Euro Yen's going to end up anyway. So I do think we're going to see more downside in that direction as well. We've been very, very bearish. So the likelihood of Euro Yen suddenly reversing is very, very slim. So if we do see upside, it's most likely just a pullback for the market to continue falling. So you need to bear that in mind. And we have seen a bit of upside. It's just I want to see a little bit more. We are still quite corrective, haven't really seen much momentum. So I do think there's a good chance we can push up again. And hopefully with that, we might find some nice sells. But yeah, I'm in full agreement with you with that bias. I do think more downside is likely. There is a brief level of support here on the 4-hour, but we did get a nice reaction there. So maybe if we can push up a little bit higher, come and test this area here at 161.050. That could be where you're looking to position yourself for some shorts. Still also above the area. Take advantage of a move down. That move there is 600 pips, which is crazy. If you take a short from up here down to the low, you're effectively catching a 600 pip move. Doesn't really feel like it, but that's the scenario we're in. So it does mean that your stop losses are going to be wider as well to compensate for that. Because I wouldn't imagine someone's going to get like a 10 pip stop loss and trade that move. Because 10 pip stop loss and trade a move like that, yeah, the risk reward is bonkers. What would that be? 10 That would be 60R. Yeah, I don't see someone getting 60R. For dollar CHF is looking like a bullish reversal. Maybe my eyes are tired. And maybe it is going for a reverse reversal. I mean, I'm still very bearish on dollar CHF, very bearish on the dollar currency as well. So you're looking for a bullish reversal of this low. I mean, that could be the case. I think there's a world we take out this wick low here, actually. Yeah, I'm not quite convinced for reversal just yet. We have come into a big level, yes. I mean, could be actually. If we're going to form a head and shoulder, this is where you'd form the shoulder. Maybe if you see a big, strong rejection on the weekly. I mean, the week is still young. It's still only Tuesday. But yeah, there's just so much momentum from last week that's kind of spilling over into this week. And I do think we'll get to this area anyway. So it could be a reversal, but I'm still expecting more downside for now. And then maybe we do reverse from 0.84 and push up. Okay, broke 200 SMA into the next weekly low. Let me take a look. Okay, which time frame did it break the 200? We've broken through the 200 in the daily a while ago. Why is that highlighted? I don't want to edit it. Then I have to remove that now. Oh well. So yeah, we broke through the 200 ages ago on the daily and ages ago on the 4 hour. Okay, hourly. No problem, Chris. Happy to help. Okay. Ooh, actually rejects that really well, actually. Nice rejection there. Nice rejection there. Really nice one there, over there as well. So it's been pretty obedient with the 200, I must say. Really obedient. Maybe we come in there again. But yeah, some nice rejections down the hourly, I must say. Really nice rejections. That's the thing with moving averages. They sometimes work really, really well. And what I've learned is when it's working well, that's the time you want to use it. Because there'll be times like this when the moving average is just not really providing much in terms of, okay, we're breaking above it, we're breaking below it, breaking above it, breaking below it, breaking above it, breaking below it. So it's not really acting as dynamic support resistance right now. Of course, there's multiple ways you can use moving averages for trend, for crossovers, for entries. You can use it a lot. I like using it for support resistance as a confluence for it. But in these conditions where it's kind of just up, down, it's not really respecting the 200. You don't want to use it as support resistance in this time. So, for example, if the market does push up into the 200 now, it wouldn't be a good short because we're not really respecting it. But when we are respecting it, if I can find a good example. So yeah, for example, here you can see we've respected it a couple times previously, one over there, second over there. On that third attempt, there's a good chance we will respect it again, and we actually did. Of course, eventually it doesn't respect it much anyway, but that's going to happen. It's going to go through cycles where the market is respecting the 200 a lot, and there's going to be times where the market's not respecting it at all. But yeah, what I've found is that if it's starting to respect it, that's when you want to start to use it. But if it's kind of just dancing around, then don't use it as support and resistance. Cool. You can obviously use it in terms of direction and stuff like that. But in terms of support and resistance, don't use it. Like, for example, the hourly chart, it respects it really well a couple times. So if you get there again, we might do it again there as well. And again, on the fourth attempt, I'll look for the same thing until we start breaking through. Then I'll disregard it for the time being. Ether will take a look at NZD CAD. No problemo. Been trading this way for years, very profitable, nice. But there's far more to it. I do a weekly analysis to get direction right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you're using moving averages, direction is very, very important as well because they're lagging indicators. So the price will make the move first, and then the moving average will follow behind it and confirm that direction. So it's always important to understand, okay, which direction you want to trade in, and then use the moving average to back that up in terms of entries or direction confirmation as well. Some people really like crossovers. If it crossovers, that means the trend's changing, and if it crosses back over, then it's changed the other way. But I like it using as support resistance because it gives me a really nice confidence to a trade. Because if I've got horizontal support resistance, which is your normal traditional support resistance, and then you got diagonal support resistance, which is your trend lines, is the market respecting a trend line. And then you've got your moving average as well, which is dynamic, which gives you the average price. And then if that can act as support resistance as well, then you've got a really, really nice setup on your hands. But again, there's a time and place for it as well, which is important because you don't want to take that setup everywhere you see it. But there's times where it works very well, and it can give you some really nice trades too, and some really nice swings. Yeah, very like find the edge before the lag. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. I think that's where a lot of people stumble on moving averages because it does lag behind. So people become too dependent and just focus purely on the moving average when the moving average is just average of price. So if you can analyze price as well and then use that moving average as confirmation or as confluence on top of that, then you've got something you can work with there. But then if you just kind of just focus purely on the moving average, then it's going to be a bit difficult. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Scott. There's so many different ways to trade. Yeah, there's so many different ways, which makes no sense at all when you see people online beefing about different trading strategies. Like that just drives me crazy a little bit because people purposely go out their way to criticize another trading strategy. So that makes no sense. And it just probably is that they're not doing too well themselves. Because if you're doing well at trading, you wouldn't have the time or the energy to go and then criticize someone else. Like, if you're doing well, good. Try and help other people out as well, and then that's it. But to go and criticize other people, strategies makes no sense. I will take a look at NZD CAD. Bear with me. Okay, so NZD CAD, where are we with that? So yeah, NZD CAD is doing very, very well. What's that level doing? Okay, that's the monthly level. I said with this one, I'm looking for a push back into the low here. If you go back to the daily chart, I'm looking at a push eventually to this low. I was talking on the weekly analysis about a retest of this area here. I wasn't quite convinced, I must say, because we had this massive wick on Monday, and that kind of threw me off a little bit because yeah, I don't really like the wick there. But it looks like price is slowly looking to fill that. I did say yesterday it would be nice if we were to push up again back to the high and then catch a sell. So something like this, and then find some entries up there. But it doesn't look like the market is playing ball right now. It looks like it's kind of slowly just stumbling over. So I do think we'll fall over. I do think we'll continue down. But in terms of finding a good entry, I'm not really seeing that. Maybe if you push back to the high this afternoon, that could be nice. But trying to find some entries in this area is just very, very difficult. Since we're creating support there, don't really have a safe place for a stop loss, or you do, but it just will be a very big stop loss if you use it. So what would be nice if NZD can push up again back to the high and then catch a nice sell there. That way you can get a pretty tight stop loss in a safe place and maximize your risk reward as well. So like 3 birds, 1 stone. But yeah, NZD CAD and bearish, I think we're likely just to continue this move here to the downside. We've been pretty consistent with all these lower highs. So I'm looking for another one. And yeah, eventually push into that low. So yeah, I'm expecting more of the same. Yeah, exactly. The ones that, yeah, I mean, there's very, very few people who are doing very well at trading and then they'll go out their way online, just bash other people. Like it doesn't really make too much sense. And unless they're just trying to do it for clout, because quite a lot of people do that, because you cause a bit of controversy online and then you get a lot of eyeballs on you. So I can understand that as well, but again. Um, yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with indicator. I've been saying that for ages, ages. I remember, I think like 2 or 3 years ago when it wasn't cool to use an indicator. Um, yeah, a lot of people were bashing indicators back then, and they kind of still are, to be honest. But I kept saying that there are successful traders, very successful traders, multi millionaires, billionaires, who will use indicators as well. So if they're using indicators, then how are you gonna bash someone using the indicator? Makes no sense to me. It's just because SMC at the time was very, very popular, which doesn't really use indicators. Very, very price driven. So anything other than that was kind of just viewed as stupid. Varon, yes, I'll take a look at pound USD. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I 100% agree with that. You've got to be very, very self-aware. Yeah, pound USD is a little bit weird. Quite a few people have requested pound USD. Wow, it's looking very bearish. So yeah, we're selling off pretty hard at the moment. I'm still looking for the buy, but as time continues, the buy is looking less and less likely of happening. Again, what I'm looking at is basically this bullish structure, low to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high. I'm anticipating another high low for another high high. So very, very straightforward stuff. But at the moment, we're still kind of in this bearish nature here, and we may just be continuing in that. If we take out this low here, that's what will invalidate my bullish bias completely. So at that point, we're breaking through structure, and I would no longer favor a swing to the upside. So I will be changing my bias at that point. We're falling pretty hard right now. I don't know if this is just like a little pre-New York fake out something here, or we are just falling pretty hard because the market wants to continue falling. We'll have to wait and see. The setup I was talking about on my weekly analysis was waiting for price to break structure to the upside, find some retests and then some longs. But yeah, it's not looking as likely anymore. So I'll see what pound USD does, because if it doesn't do that, then I'm not really looking to trade it anyway. So I'll just be a spectator for the time being. I like euro to the upside at this area at the moment. So I'll just kind of forget about pound and just focus on euro, since they're very similar pairs anyway. But yeah, we're falling pretty hard right now. So yeah, if we keep that up, there could actually be some nice shorts on the flip. So we keep breaking to the downside, nice little correction. And you could use that to your advantage there as a nice little place for a short. But yeah, I was looking for the swing buy, but doesn't look likely anymore. So I have to rethink things there for pound. Do I think GU is at an area for potential retracement? Yes, 100%. Because what it is, it's coming to this area here where it's likely going to reverse anyway. So this would be an area where I would expect price to push up, but again, price has to do that first. We're at a good area, but we have to then instigate something. If we keep bleeding, then yeah, pound's not gonna do anything for us. But we're 100% out in area. If I whip out the old Fibonacci, probably even past 0.786. Yeah, so it's a nice area for a buy, but we need to wait for price to do something first. Can't really trust that well, so I've come up with yeah. I mean, that's all it is. We're not here to be rocket scientists. We're not here to discover something crazy. We're here to make a profit, and however you do that, yeah, isn't really the because however you trade, you can always better it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you focus your trading specifically on trend lines or whatever. You can always better it. That means you always do better, make more money, make better returns, whatever. And that's the aim of the game, really. It doesn't really matter how you do it. Ether, no problem. Hey, well done. Congratulations. Helped you, mother. Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, I'm really glad of that. Really, really glad that the channel's helped you out. But again, trading is although the streams and videos might have helped you out, trading is a very personal thing. So you make sure you pat yourself on the back as well, because you couldn't have done it without yourself either. Yeah, exactly. If it works for you, then keep at it and keep improving it. Appreciate that, Scolby. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really glad the streams are helping people out, because I had quite a few of those messages recently. So I love to see, which is why it's so important to drop a like on the stream, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Just a little plug there. To use that level where I wanted to take it back up, but I'm chicken out because yesterday's bleeding. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the bleeding can be deceiving. I don't know. I feel like in this scenario, probably not, because everything is bleeding. Stock market, crypto, metals, FX, everything's bleeding. So it might actually be a big kind of change in the sense of the market in general. But sometimes when you're seeing price action go quite heavy against you, sometimes those can be the best trades. Because if you put yourself into the shoes of generally most people, at least retail trades anyway, um, they will be scared as well. So sometimes is the best time to buy. But yeah, that will come into your plan and your entries and whatever. But yeah, you're definitely right, because everything is bleeding at the same time. It might be the sign of a big reversal in a bigger picture. Um, so yeah, that does. I haven't really thought about that actually, but that could be very important, because crypto's down, stock market's down, Gold is down, not a lot, but is down. FX down as well. So yeah, it might mean, and of course yen pairs are bleeding like there's no tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe that's a big thing happening right now. We'll see. But again, as long as you manage your risk, worst case scenario, you take a loss. You know, the risk is managed. However much you're risking, you take that loss. You live again to fight another day. As long as you're not over risking and over leveraging yourself, then a loss is just part of the game. But I hear you. I hear you. All right, no problem, Scopy. Have a good one, my man. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Trade safe. Keep smashing it, guys. 100%. We'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, for the rest of the day, I don't think we have much news. We do have little CADs, little balance of trades. Same with USD as well. I don't think that will do too much into the market, but keep aware of that. Especially if you're trading in the lower time frames, that could cause some ruckus. But for me, again, I only look at the big ones: NFP, Fed interest rate, CPI. If it's not them ones, then I'm pretty much trading how I normally do without any caution. That's because my stop losses are slightly bigger, so I can afford to, not just because I don't care. But yeah, in terms of the watch list, I like your USD longs. That looks like it's coming into the zone quicker than I expected because, yeah, the dollar pairs is kind of selling off pretty hard, but we'll see. This is the area I'm looking to buy from. I don't think it will happen today. That'll be a pretty big move to happen in the New York session, so I think maybe tomorrow. Yen pairs, straightforward, just looking at pullbacks for them. More downside. CHF pairs, straightforward, looking at pullbacks for more downside, particularly pound CHF and Aussie CHF. And then I do like USD, Euro, Aussie, pound NZD, pound Aussie, all those reversals, but I don't want to be the first one into the market. Wait for a bit more development before I start looking to short that. And then, yeah, pounds not looking likely at this point in time. I don't think we're going to break higher anymore unless we see some crazy turnaround, which we don't really have big news either. So it's going to be a lot of effort for us to do that. But regardless, your USD looks good. So I'll just focus my dollar attention at that area. But anyway, guys, we have reached the end of the stream. I do appreciate each and every one of you coming onto the stream, tuning in, chatting with me, and spending some quality time. So I do appreciate that, guys. If you have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like on the channel. It does really help out. And of course, make sure you subscribe as well and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I will be live again tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, same time as always, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. As always. So make sure you're there, be square. And thank you to my moderators as well for helping out. Really do appreciate that, guys. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you all on the next stream. Take care and trade safe.